Wait, hold on. Okay, well, I'll edit this part out. It's weird because Savannah's not here.
I know. I'm like, I don't know how this works. Whatever you do.
Okay.
You can do it.
Okay. All right. It's a solo episode. Savannah is not here. She has another concussion. We're going to go with that. Welcome back to Gaggling Broads. And I'm not alone. I have my friend Kristen. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you.
So we wanted a fun episode, and we've known each other for years.
Long time.
Which honestly I think is 15 years.
At least.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's a long time.
Met smelling
Been a
Bath
minute.
and Body Works candles together.
Yeah, we did.
And
Transitioned into Victoria's Secret. And here we are.
and
Years
now we're-
later.
Years later, kids later. Not drinking wine. She's pregnant. Do not.
Some nice sparkling water here. Refreshing.
And so we always start off like, Kristen, what are your roles in life right now? You got a lot.
Yeah. So I'm a mom. I'm pregnant again. So that's exciting. We're excited. I'm a nurse practitioner. Recently transitioned into that. Finished school. So transitioned from a nurse to that. I do a couple different things with that. I work urgent care. I do some cosmetic injections. And I think that's it. Yeah. Those
Yeah.
are my things. That's enough things.
That's
big
a lot
enough.
of things.
It's enough. Yeah.
You do my injections, so
Sure
we're good.
do. Oh, I'm wife, obviously.
Oh, yeah,
Married.
wife. Yeah.
Like to travel.
Yeah,
Not so much right now that I'm pregnant, but most of the time.
that's true. But we were in both of each other's weddings.
Sure were.
I think you hold a record, though, with how many weddings you've been in.
Yes, I counted them today. I don't know if I hold a record, but it's a
I
lot.
think it's a
I was
record.
in, I had to write it down. 9 as I stood in, 10 including mine, 11 including one that I officiated. So solid.
That's a lot of experiences, and I'm sure all very different. But what about bachelorette parties? That's why we're here today.
Yes, bachelorette parties, always a good time. I've been to 12 that I can count and remember. So hopefully I'm not forgetting anybody, but 12.
12.
Including my own. So.
I think I've only been to 5.
Oh, that's still a solid chunk,
Yeah.
especially if they're out of town.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So with the topic of bachelorette parties, I just saw the list online. Where do you think the top 5 destination places? I'm kind of shocked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like New Orleans, so I would assume that's on there.
It is. It's number 3.
Scottsdale's big.
Yes.
We have friends who moved to New York, and they say everyone's flying out here for bachelorettes now. I would think California's on there because I don't know, everyone likes California. Mexico.
No. So it goes Scottsdale's 5, which makes sense.
Yeah, I can see it.
Mine was, but that was
We
a
were
million
babies.
years ago. And then
We weren't going anywhere yet.
no, and it was only one night because that's all we could afford. And then it goes Nashville,
Nashville's a big one.
New Orleans,
Yeah.
Vegas,
Vegas.
and then Miami.
Miami's trendy. I've never been to Miami. I'd like to go.
Yeah.
People go.
Someone invite us, please.
Yeah.
It's funny. So Scottsdale, that's all you see, especially right now, is those bachelorette parties.
They're everywhere.
But New Orleans, that's where yours was.
New Orleans. New Orleans is a great time.
It was. I always tell people it's actually I count it as a vacation.
Oh, for sure.
It was
Hands down.
4 days?
I think so. It was
Felt
solid.
like 2 weeks, but
we
it was
had at
4
least 3 nights that I can remember. Maybe one more.
Yeah, and I went in knowing nothing. I've never experienced New Orleans.
Yeah.
I would go back in a heartbeat.
So much fun. I was hell-bent to go to New Orleans. My one girlfriend had her bachelorette party there years beforehand, and it was the best time I had ever had. And I was like, when it was time, I didn't care who was going. It could have been one other person to me, but I was like, I have to go back to this place.
And I'm
It was
thinking
so fun.
it was a good group of people,
It was a great group. Yeah. We had 6.
Yeah. I mean,
Ish.
I slept in bed with you.
Yeah, you sure did. Probably not the best experience for you that weekend.
I'll just
but
say we could just dive into that. We could talk about each other's.
we could.
And I literally hold yours, like I said, to a vacation because we had events that weren't like necessarily typical bachelorette party stuff. Like
Oh.
I will never forget us grabbing a 30 pack of Coors Light and we went on a private fan boat tour and this guy is just staring at us going like, what are these ladies doing with this 30 pack of beer? And we were already drunk.
Yeah, we're going on an airboat tour. We're gonna see some alligators.
And luckily when we got out there, I just remember that guy immediately knew that we were like, oh no, bring him to the boat.
Oh yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like he started throwing like chickens, like the
marshmallows out there,
taking us to the crazy parts of the swamp, and it was so cool.
That was really fun.
And then even eating, we went to actual like restaurants that weren't normal.
Like necessarily.
Do you remember that restaurant we went to? Where that guy kept dancing with you?
Yeah, and my cousin.
Yeah. It was like a
there.
townie restaurant.
It was a townie because the boat tour guy.
Yeah, he said the best alligators from there.
Yeah, and we had to try
snake.
Alligator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? It was really good.
And I was like, I could take it or leave it, but we did.
Also
it was
had,
fun.
I just remember they had fried watermelon, and that was good too.
I was drunk. I don't remember that at all, but
and I remember the
It was
Uber.
delicious.
I remember the Uber drive over there where you would force a certain song.
Yeah, I'm amazed that my Uber rating never dropped, to be completely honest with you, because we were a disaster.
Oh yeah, but I loved it because it was like, I don't know, and it went smooth. I think that's the thing with bachelor parties.
Yeah,
is everybody was very easygoing.
Yes,
and like we were able to separate too.
Yeah, everyone for the most part got along. If some people didn't want to go out one night, they didn't. They went back to the hotel, which was fine. I mean, I loved my bachelorette. I wouldn't change anything about it. I thought it was fantastic. Great trip.
I wish it was
Top 10.
2 weeks long.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think we would have survived. I don't think I would have survived 5 days.
I just remember sitting at breakfast at the Ruby Slipper.
Yeah.
And well, we can say Brittany because Brittany was on the pod.
Yeah. Yep.
She's sitting across and I've never seen her look that way. And I'm like, are you okay? She's like, I think I'm going to puke. And then like we didn't hear from her like at all talk for like 3 hours.
But she rallied.
She did. And I like too, what I think everybody should have is a designated mom every night.
Oh, that's smart. So then one person's not stuck being the mom every night because someone always gets stuck in that role.
The night that I was not the mom was the night that you decided to go missing.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So this is what not to do. So
what not to do.
We're probably, it's like 2:30 in the morning.
Easily.
I mean, this is the part of New Orleans where like people are just peeing on the floor.
Yeah, in the bar. That's where
in the
you guys
bar.
were. I think you went to pee and I stayed at the bar.
Yeah, that's where we almost got in a fight because your cousin decided to whip her phone out and videotape this chick peeing all over the floor.
Yes, which I never even saw that video. I don't know if it got saved or not, but amazing.
I was terrified because this lady's just staring at us and she's like,
y'all.
give me your phone. I went, oh my God. And then next thing I know, we're getting a call from your now husband saying, hey, Kristen's with the police officer outside of the bar. And all I hear is you yelling, you lost me.
Yeah. So in my defense, I felt like I at least behaved in a somewhat safe adult way. I couldn't find my friends anymore. And there are police at all those bars. Take that with whatever grain of salt you want. But I just went up to the front and I was like, hey, I lost my friends. I had my sash on, had all my bride stuff on. It was very obvious it was the Bachelorette.
You had your girls way up there, too.
Oh, I sure did. Everything was looking great. We were looking good that night. And they're like, oh, well, you want to call someone? See if you can find them? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I called and I was like, I'm just going to hang out here with you guys. And they're like, feel free to hang out as long as you want, ma'am.
And everyone's probably thinking like, why didn't she just use her phone? Oh no, because for some reason you gave us your purse.
That's right. Yeah, I didn't have it.
And we just decided you'll be fine sitting here in the bar by yourself with nothing.
Go with God.
Yeah. Jesus, take that wheel.
Yeah, right.
No, I just remember when we finally got out there, you're so mad at us. And we're all yelling at each other. And then you see pizza and you're like, hey, I need a pizza. I get it. Like, I'm like, no, you're not getting pizza right now.
Oh, we ate so much pizza that trip.
I think that's the
Every night, I think.
Somehow we came home with 2 broken cigarettes behind our ears too.
Don't even know where we found those.
Nope.
Might have been off the floor.
Probably.
Highly possible.
Yep.
But good memories.
Was there a cleaning room fee?
I don't remember. We'd have to ask Brittany.
That floor had to have been ripped up.
I just remember her husband and her little girl the next day came 4 or under at the time because they lived close by, close-ish. And he came in the room and he's like, oh my God, like, do not touch anything. Do not
Yeah.
sit on the bed. Do not whatever. And we're like, it's not that bad. And he just looked at us and he's like, you all are animals.
Yeah. They should not have carpet in those rooms.
I don't know why they do.
Ugh.
Even we got off the airplane that night and my husband was like, you guys stink.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad.
I remember going back to work and for that whole week, my hands were shaking. It was a very long recovery after that because we didn't really sleep.
It was a recovery, but it was worth it.
Oh, I would go do it again right now.
For sure. So
Can
much fun.
someone watch our kids?
Yeah. We're going to New Orleans for a weekend. See ya.
God, that'd be great. Yeah. And then, I mean, mine was only one day and it was here.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yours was also when we were young.
Yes.
So,
and we were in a lazy river.
young, inexperienced.
For 6
but
hours.
A great time. Yes.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Did at all in those 6 hours, did we get out of the pool? No.
Highly doubtful.
Nope,
I don't think we did.
I remember getting out, though, and I didn't have my land legs. And
Yes. Yeah,
it
you
was a
struggled
trouble.
getting up to the room. That's for sure.
It was 2 of us that got lost walking,
Yeah.
but it was fine. But did learn,
Made it to dinner. Made it
made
out.
it to
made
dinner.
It all the things.
We went to Blue Martini. I won't forget
We
that.
sure did. Still there to this day.
Yep. And then we go to, where did we eat? Kona
I
Grill?
think we ate at Kona Grill.
How did we go back to that place after you drank glass there?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why that was the choice. I couldn't tell you.
Oh man. We did one thing that, was a memory for me was you did, after I asked you not to specifically, hired a stripper.
Sure did. So we were just kind of chatting. Your mom actually helped us pick said stripper out. It was an online shopping thing, kind of like Amazon, click on what you like. So we found one that we liked. Was not the one who came, not the one who showed up. We met him and we're like, oh, huh. Well, okay, let's just go with it, I guess.
What did he say to you guys in the lobby that was so funny?
Oh my gosh, I don't remember. He said
wasn't it like, ladies, are you looking for your limo driver?
Yeah, something.
And you were like,
that.
no, we're looking for our stripper, sir.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, that's me. That's my line.
I
was like, oh, okay.
I
great.
just remember so vividly him coming in the room and we're in the bathroom signing paperwork. And I'm so hammered. And most of the girls in there don't know what's about to happen. I just stared at him going, dude, just stay clear of me because I can't handle this right now. I just remember I wanted to take a bath and
go to bed. Everyone was nervous, so I just kept trying to feed everyone. I think I made Jello shots. I was like, here.
You did.
Just take these. Everyone keep taking them.
And then I vividly remember there was a strobe light.
Oh, I think he brought it in his backpack, his limo driver,
his little backpack,
rolly bag or whatever he had.
And then the music.
Yeah, pro tip, team. So I think this was pre where you could purchase on Spotify or Pandora to have ad-free listening.
For sure.
It wasn't even an option then. And for some reason, we're idiots and didn't make a playlist, probably because we're 3 sheets to the wind, hammered, drinking in a lazy river all day.
This is before Instagram. There's no way. This was just Pandora.
What did we used to burn CDs from? Or people
LimeWire?
Yeah, this was almost LimeWire days.
Yeah, this was... Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. But do you remember the...
So this poor band was dancing, and it kept cutting out to commercials in the middle of the songs.
And
it
if
was
you guys
the most awkward thing.
It was the Chester Cheeto commercial. I just remember crying in the corner, laughing. And he's still trying to be all sexy and sensual, and we're all just busting out laughing.
Highly memorable. Event.
I will never forget
Worth
that.
it. Totally worth it. Just for the commercials, the music commercials.
Chester Cheeto. And it was a sexy Chester one. And I was like, oh my God.
You're like, well, this is...
Yeah, and I think too, I had a large group too, but everybody got along. And since it was local, everybody kind of had an option if they wanted to go home.
That's the one really nice thing about local ones. So I've been to a few local ones, and sometimes I've just gone for dinner. I've gone for the pool day. I've gone for the day, stayed over, whatever. But it's nice to have the option for everyone to kind of filter in and be able to filter out. And I feel like you get a good group that way too, because then if someone, you don't always necessarily need to be the mom. Someone can go home if they need to, or you can send them home, or
Yeah.
kind of cuts down on the drama sometimes. Sometimes.
I think that leads me to like the other thing is like
Yes.
the list of rules. And there should just be like a golden set of rules. And so good old internet has some rules. And it says, number 1, you should never limit your guest list just to the wedding party. And I got mixed reviews to it.
Okay. So what are your thoughts? How do you feel about that?
Because like, I think it's good you invite some other people that aren't technically like in the wedding party. But where does it stop?
That's a good point. I like that I like inviting necessarily, like not only the people that are in the wedding party, but I guess you just kind of have to gauge your audience. Like, are people going to be offended if they're invited to the Bachelorette, but not like a bridesmaid or in the wedding?
I went to one, which I will put on my list of, and we're not going to name names, but a bachelor party where I was not what I was expecting. It was not, it was definitely laid back. Let's exercise. I was like, no, I'll exercise my liver. Not my body.
No. I'm all for fitness. I'm a worker outer kind of gal. Like that's my jam.
No,
but
it was like, hey,
Bachelorette,
we have a spin class at like 6 and yoga at this. And I was like, what? But
you went to a retreat. You went to a health retreat, it sounds like.
And drama. So what happened
Different
was
vibe.
a lot of people were there that didn't make the cut for the wedding party. And they were upset. Ooh. So the night we were drinking.
Oh,
it turned
spicy.
Into tears.
Oh no.
And I just remember like me and another girl were like, oh, okay, let's get the heck out of here and do our own thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like I said, there's a little fine line. And then I always see like the ones where they invite like the moms.
Yeah. Which like, that's
depending
nice.
On the mom.
I get that. I love all of my moms with my whole heart. I did not invite them to mine.
Your mom might have been fun.
Might have been, but sometimes it's like, yeah, let's just keep church and state separate.
Yeah, that's where I just go. There's just some weird ones because like there's also the time where you feel obligated, like, oh, I have to invite like my new like sister-in-laws, and then you're like,
that's true.
What if they're cool, perfect,
yeah,
but what if they're not? And this is like your first, like you're not in the family yet.
I feel like that's the time, like if that's a concern for someone, where you should really limit your list down and only have it be either your best girlfriends or like your maid of honor or your sisters or whoever is going to be in your wedding. So then it's not like hurt feelings.
Oh, what do you think about combined?
I think it can be fun. I went to a really fun combined one in Texas where it was actually like they did one here and then they did a combo one there. And it was a huge family trip.
Oh, that's cool.
Got like a bus, like a wine bus to do some wine tours in Fredericksburg. Awesome, awesome, awesome time. But it wasn't the traditional like wild, we're going to go to a strip club afterwards. Like, I mean, we drank a bunch. We went to bars, we ate out. It was a phenomenal trip, but it wasn't as traditional.
Yeah.
In that respect. But it was a blast.
That's fun because it's more like a vacation.
Yes.
But like whenever I see the couples that like, sometimes like do the Vegas route and they're like at the same bar, I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah.
To me.
It can get a little odd.
Where I go, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel that.
See, but I'm not the retreat relaxing kind of bad. Well, maybe now. Like now I go, can we just do a retreat of sleep?
Well, now, yeah. Like 10 years ago, we were like, yeah, let's roll.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Different life.
Yeah. No, it's the other one. Yes, this is true. Plan a neutral budget. And what do you think people are expected to pay?
Dude, it is so all over the map now. Cause like you see people in town and like you see people going to Mexico. Like I know a lot of people who have gone to Cabo. People are doing like really extravagant trips. So I don't know. I feel like you got to kind of talk with your audience and see what they're willing to do. And like, that's how I felt with mine. Like I really wanted to go out of town. If no one wanted to go, that's fine. I'll go with one other person. I don't care. But expecting your bridal party or your friends or whatever to do this elaborate trip, I don't think is... Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to ask.
But even New Orleans though was super affordable. Like that's the part
that's
I
good.
couldn't get over how cheap the drinks were.
Great.
But I think we're used to Scottsdale.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's the issue.
For
We're used
sure.
to $12 drinks. We got there. I'm like, wait, what? I get a drink and a shot for $6?
Yeah. Woohoo. I can get a beer for $4.
But even Vegas, because like
Yeah.
my other favorite one
'Cause
ever.
Vegas is pricey too. Like it's expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's nothing, like, you have to either get a booth or find one of those scuzzy promoters where you're like,
You do. Yeah.
but you could do Vegas right too. Like,
Oh, for sure.
my second
Vegas is
favorite
a
one
great
was
time.
Vegas, and it was just done so perfectly.
That's awesome.
Well, brides never pay. Yeah, duh. Like, who would do that? Like, that's awful.
Keep that
Travel.
one off the list.
Oh, one night is enough. I think one could be.
One can be. If that's all you want to do, especially if you're going to go real hard.
Yeah.
Like, I feel typically if it's more than one night, people usually go really hard the first night because it's the first night and they're excited.
Yeah.
And the second night, I mean, if you're ready to rally, you are. But
See, that was me. First night, I
sometimes
didn't
you're
go
not.
that hard. And then the second night usually is when I'm like, all right, let's go.
You're ready.
I'm warmed
Yeah.
up.
But one can totally be enough.
One's
I
totally
think.
fine.
Yeah.
I have seen it though where they're like you said, it's like a vacation where it's like, we're going to Hawaii for a week. I'm like, what?
Yeah. I mean, that's great. That's not a realistic expectation for my
No.
life right now. I wish it was. For everyone who it is, more power to you.
Absolutely.
Love that for you.
Traveling safe.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but
Okay.
it makes me think of one time we did not travel safe. So my friend's bachelorette party, and this is the one I loved in Vegas.
Yeah.
We were at a stage of the night where we ordered a Uber Black, and we saw the first black car.
Yes.
And we got into it,
Yes.
and the guy turned around, thank God wasn't a murderer, and said, what are you guys doing? And we're like, we're going to Hakkasan. What do you mean, what are we doing?
No,
And
many
we were,
people this has
of
happened
course,
to.
we were rude. And he just kind of smiled and just said, well, that'll be $20. And in my head, I was thinking, okay, maybe this is like we're haggling an Uber now.
Yeah. That's a cheap
So
Uber. This
we-
is great. I'd be like, for all of us.
We're halfway there, and my phone alerts me that the Uber
You
drivers.
stayed in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
And halfway there, I nudge one of the girls behind, like, next to me, and I went, "This isn't our Uber driver. Remain calm." And she's like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "We just got into some random person's car." And thank God he got us there, and I had cash on me. I just gave him $50 for not murdering us.
Yeah, for real. Like, could have been way worse. Nice
And now that
guy. I mean, worked out well. Nice
I've
people
done-
still left in the world.
I've
That's
done this
good.
twice at my sister-in-law's bachelorette party. We just rushed this guy in this car, and he's yelling, going, "Oh, I'm not your Uber. I'm not your Uber."
Amazing.
Yeah, maybe that's probably what travel safe means.
I think it happens pretty frequently, though, because, like, I know people who have done it. Yeah, that's a good travel safe. Travel safe tip. Travel safe tip right there.
I think definitely this one did not pertain back then.
Yeah.
Social media.
Yeah, no, we didn't even have, like,
We had that private Snapchat group.
But yeah, there wasn't, social media was nowhere near what it is now back when we did all
And I
these things.
definitely think if you did like a recap where it's like the nice photos, you don't air
Yeah,
any laundry.
yeah. Just have a rule or some sort of ground rules
And if you
laid
want to
down.
air people's laundry, that's when you create the side chats.
Yeah, and you can all have fun with each other, but keep it classy. Keep it
Yeah.
classy, team.
And then drink responsibly.
Yeah, I mean, A for effort on that one. I am never the one that drinks responsibly. I will just say that right now. I typically don't even say I'm going to be the one that's drinking responsibly.
No.
I can be responsible for myself majority of the time, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to be the one responsible for the group or anyone else.
Not that. Not in the 20s. That was different. And if you basically, your whole point of that night was like, okay, like game on.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I think at another person's bachelorette, like you were obviously there to have a good time, but it's about them. It's not about you. Have a good time, but keep yourself together.
Yeah.
Like
don't embarrass yourself or anybody
don't
else.
embarrass yourself. Don't be dramatic. Just kind of go with the flow.
Yeah.
Like it's not your night. It's their night. So
Yeah, and this leads you to what not to do, and that
Yeah.
is not knowing your audience. And I think we already touched on that, where it's like everybody's gone to one where you're like, why is this person here? Like either they're like the Debbie Downer or they just love conflict.
oh, miserable. Wasn't there a movie with that too?
I feel like it.
Yeah, probably. Anyway.
Yeah. No, it's just, I've been to a couple like the same thing where I'm like, why'd you say yes to come if you hate every single moment?
Just common courtesy. Like, again, it's not your day.
And it's only making the bride, you're only making the bride feel horrible.
Yeah. Like, it's not about you.
No.
Even if you're having a miserable time, just like suck it up. Or go back to the hotel or home or wherever you're going and go to sleep.
Like, just go sleep it off. Like, I never understood that one. And then an unbalanced schedule.
Oh, yeah. So I like spontaneity. I think it's great. I'm a big schedule gal. I like that. Especially if you're on a trip and you have, even if you're not, even if you're here, but you have this big group of girls. Yeah. Like, it's hard to get anywhere with 8+ people. Like, you walk in Scottsdale and you're like, oh, we're going to go to lunch here. We have 8 people or 12 people. Like, you're going to be waiting for hours before you do anything. So yeah, I'm big into a schedule with that. I think it makes life a lot easier, at least for certain things, like dinner or whatever.
Yeah. And I always like when you go to one, and they already have like an itinerary for you. And it's like in your brain, you're like, oh, I don't have to decide anything.
It's so nice.
Or when they're like, hey, dress black this night or dress sequin this night or
Love
whatever.
a theme. Love a theme. Give me all about it.
Tell me what I need. Just tell me everything I need to do.
Yeah. It's so much fun. Like, so I went to one in Napa, which was so much fun. And the person who planned it, I mean, had an itinerary for every day. It was great because I just got to experience all this fun stuff and I didn't have to plan a darn thing. Like, just here, bring this, show up, and this is what you're doing. It was perfect.
And I like, too, when they give it, like, an afternoon free. Yeah. Where it's like, pick whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Great. Free time.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Do what you will with that. It's great.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to jump to this one because with that planning, I don't agree with this one, kind of. Okay. When it says, like, don't tell people they can't pick their own rooms. I kind of like when someone picks the room because you go, it's done.
Don't disagree with that. Because people get real weird about what rooms they want to be in. Just set it and forget it.
I remember I wanted a room with you.
But you didn't really know anyone else.
That too. That's true. But I also know, because I'm selfish, you and Brittany are quiet sleepers.
Oh, well, that's true.
You sleep like you're just dead.
Yeah.
And like Brittany has her sleep mask on. And I go, oh, these people are going to be
You're like, this is
easy. Except our room was the most disgusting. So
it sure was. Well, because I was disgusting. I think I had food in bed with us every single night. Like, it was,
pizza
I felt
cupcakes.
Quite bad for you. Oh my gosh. Everywhere. All over. Disaster, but so much fun.
We're not even going to get to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah. It was a great time.
Peer pressure. I think you need a little peer pressure.
Yeah, sometimes. Get someone to do something fun.
Yeah.
It's a once in a lifetime event. Like, I mean, don't peer pressure someone to the point of, you know, extreme upset or something, but all in good fun. Like, you know, loosen up a little, have a good time.
Yeah, like, you know, like we should get
let your hair down.
Yeah, have something fun. Like, not like something crazy like, oh, I pressure you to do heroin.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Nothing that's going to
let's not do that, but
their life.
Yeah. Go sing karaoke. Like, get up there and sing a song. Like, something cute.
Yeah, then it's like the other ones, don't get too wild or drink too much. Who cares if you get wild?
It's your night. Get as wild as you want.
I remember
that's what all your girls are there for. Take care of you if you turn into a giant idiot.
I remember the first night at that bar. Do you remember your tab was picked up if you rode the bull with your bra off? Well, topless. I don't know why I worded it like that.
Yes, because we met that girl in the bathroom that was flashing us.
Yes!
I couldn't remember why that was happening, but I do remember the bull now.
I remember the only reason I think two of you said no is because they kept the bra.
Oh.
And I'm like, dude, these bras are expensive.
Yeah, they are expensive. No way. I probably bought a new one before I went down there. Got a whole new wardrobe. Like, I'm not doing anything with this.
I'm like, my bra's more than this tab with like $6 drinks. It's true. No, I think like that kind of stuff is fun. I know, obviously none of us did it. We chickened out, but
no, we didn't.
I'm like, no way. Invite Oh, this one actually, yeah, this is a no.
Oh.
Invite extra friends like once you're there or at the bar or late
yeah.
notice.
That's always awkward. It's
But-
like a last minute invite to anything. Like no one wants a last minute invite to stuff. It's cringy.
Yeah, or like, hey, is it okay if I bring so and so? It's like, no, the bride's not going to say no.
Yeah, just have fun with the people you're with. Like we don't need to. Again, it's not your night.
What about when you go to one and they meet people at the bar and they're like, we should go hang out with them?
Oh yeah, I don't love that.
No, I don't like that either.
I always feel like that's real awkward and weird.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Some people like that. I'm not a fan. No.
What was the funniest experience you've ever had at one?
One of the funniest was your mobile stripper, who was not who we ordered. Like he
was
definitely tops the list.
Yeah, he was like, oh gosh, this is funny. Remember the show we were obsessed with when we first met?
Oh my God. It was Gigolos.
Gigolos.
Was it on Showtime?
Yes.
Or HBO? Showtime. Okay. Yeah.
And we forced Bailey, when we were just dating, to sit with us on the couch and watch it.
These poor boys.
Oh my
Gentlemen.
gosh. But do you remember?
Weren't even committed to us fully yet. And they're like, what are they getting into?
Dude, we love this show, Gigolos. What's it about? It's about gigolos like banging people in Vegas. Okay.
They're like, wow.
Do they show it? Well, yeah. You guys just watch us casually while eating dinner? Yeah.
Sure do. Yep.
Sure do.
Yeah,
or
we do.
while doing homework.
Yeah. It's
But
great
remember,
background music.
Do you remember Bryce?
Yes.
That's who he reminded me of.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was wild. But that was probably one of my funniest memories was that.
Yeah, that Chester commercial.
Another one. I have had a coworker. We did her bachelorette, and one of the girls was just a new mom, like pretty reserved, hadn't been out in a while, all the things, came and just started losing shots off a blow up doll and was like 10 out of 10 the life of the party. I was like, she is just ready to go. That was a lot of fun. That was cute.
Oh my gosh, I think we did this at yours, but definitely my friends, we did this one. I think I won't say the other person because they might be related. The game where you buy the bride, it's just basically you buy the bride lingerie.
Yes.
And it could be very nice or just disgusting.
Yeah.
And of course, I always go for the filthiest thing I
Yeah.
can find on the web.
Yeah.
And so the game, which I highly recommend if you have a good group of drinking ladies,
Fun time kind of
you
people.
put them all in this like the same kind of bag, and there's no label of who it's from. They grab the bag, they open it, and they have to guess who it's from. And if they don't get it right, they have to put it on.
Yeah. That is funny. And yours are filthy.
Oh my God. I remember yours. I was laughing so hard at, but
Still one of my favorite ones. One of my favorite pieces.
I'm shocked it's still around.
It's still around, girl.
I just remember my friends. I got her something so filthy to the point where she's like, "Oh, Amy didn't go this bad," and she put it on, and she just showed it off.
Owned it.
Yep.
Hey, own it, girl.
And I just remember I was in tears laughing because I was like, "Man, I have no way. I don't think I would ever do that." And then yeah,
But
it's
you did.
It's just such a funny thing to watch people's
is.
reaction because like some people buy really nice stuff like with the robe.
Do. No one got me anything nice like that.
No.
No.
But I did go to one where it was mostly that, and
Oh,
I was
that's
sweating
nice.
because I was like,
Oh God, I misinterpreted this.
I did
game.
not read the audience, and
Yeah.
this isn't gonna go well.
Oops.
Because I remember one of them was like, you remember those like nice teddies from Victoria's Secret that weren't showing
like
anything?
the lacy ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
like that. It
Very
was like,
classy. Which is great. I mean, but
that's fine. But I got like the ones that had pearls places and
Yeah,
stuff. And I'm like,
yeah,
oh, please don't open. Please don't open.
they probably liked yours the best. They just didn't say
Yeah,
anything.
deep down, I bet you still wear it.
I bet she does.
Bet they do.
I hope so.
I like that. What's the worst?
The same kind of things, like dramatic, making it about yourself. It's awful when you're at someone's thing and, you know, if someone doesn't like this or doesn't like that, someone gets upset And then it's not about whoever it's supposed to be about. It's about the other person. We did for one, which like anyone who was at this, who was listening, they would probably laugh too. There were probably 8 or 9 of us that stayed in a house with 1 bathroom. Not enough beds.
Oh my God.
Dumbest decision we ever made. Very cute little place to stay for a smaller group of people, but like never again will I room so many people in a small house with 1 bathroom.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That would be really hard.
Yeah. What about you? Just those dramas. Yeah.
Do you know what's funny? The house was incredible. My sister-in-law, this is like not like a dig at anything possible that happened, like whatever. But unfortunately, we were in Venice Beach, and they had like what's it called when it's like quiet time?
Oh yeah, curfew. They have curfew.
Yeah,
right?
so like it's it's that sleepy surfer town, and what was hard was they had a beautiful backyard with a hot tub. And it's like it was just that moment of like, dude, this is like the part of the night where you're like going to sit, chat, and like drink, but you couldn't use the backyard. And I just remember
to music, do the things.
Yeah, it's that kind of stuff where I go, it just sucks because like it's not anyone's fault.
Yeah, it's just
the
nature of the beast.
Yeah,
like where you are. Yeah, that's true. I get that.
But
For sure.
I think. Yeah, the only other weird ones are like basically when people were weird with money. And like actually in the opposite way of like, why aren't we spending more? And I'm like, Jesus, like,
you're like,
no.
Everyone's happy with the way things are going. Let's just let it
I
roll.
I think I still have this email saved. It was like planning someone's bachelorette party. And I swear to God, I will never forget this line the rest of my life. I'm willing to budget $5,000 to $7,000 for this. And I went, are you going to pay everybody's?
Yeah,
like,
you're
where are
doing
we
all the
going?
things.
And it was like genuinely serious about like, we should do a cruise. We should do this. And everybody else on this list, we're all in the same boat of like just getting out of, college. And I'm like, who is she talking to right now?
Yeah. I mean, that's great. And if you're at the point in your life where you're able to do that,
When
and you want to do that, but not everyone's going to be able to uphold that standard. Like,
correct. But this was like,
not the time in life.
It was like one of 10 girls. I'm like,
you're like,
you can do
great.
that vacation. That sounds lovely.
Get one of those fabulous companies to come and like set up all the things, get some balloon walls, some arches. Go to that like Barbie house in Scottsdale. Isn't that one of the things now? Like,
there's a couple.
Hey girl, if you're willing to do all that,
they should read. Yeah,
you plan her out, plan a good fun one.
What would be your? See, I wouldn't change anything about yours, and I wouldn't change anything about mine.
I wouldn't change anything about mine. I had a great time. I would like one of my top vacations. So
yeah, okay, good question here.
Okay,
if you were to get invited to one, what would you like it to be?
I want to plan. I want someone to plan the thing out.
Well, pretend you're planning it. It's not yours.
So that is one thing, like having planned a few that I won't do again after having done it a few times. I will have the bride, like if we're going to a location or even if we were staying here or whatever, I'd ask where they want to eat. I'd ask where they want to do stuff because I don't ever want to be the one that's responsible for picking somewhere and then they're not happy with it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've done a couple where people would have been happier doing something else. And so I don't want that on me again. But if I was going to one or if I was planning one, I mean, I love a beach trip. Mexico's close, even if you drove, beach
and it's funny, like for
town.
us, Cabo is such a short flight.
It is.
And
I live for Cabo.
And you can do it really inexpensive.
You can. And Cabo's safe, like as long as you don't do anything silly. So I would go back to Napa or California. I mean, that's not a cheap one, but in a heartbeat. So much fun. Even Scottsdale, like a staycation kind of thing, whether you did a resort or if you got a nice Airbnb, did a pool thing, did like a nice dinner, maybe did a massage during the day, like start the day with a massage, then transition to like pool fun time, dinner, go out, It's kind of funny. I think about it now. I go, it does sound good. A spa day, a nice dinner. Yeah. And then bed. It does sound nice.
But that's probably why, mid-30s. Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't sound, we're going to do a sleepcation.
Sleepcation is great. Some sort of event, if people wanted, or like, maybe not event, but like the boat tour, or like when I went to a different one in New Orleans, a cemetery tour,
That would have
something
been cool.
along those lines. Like find some kind of cute, kitschy thing wherever you are to do that's fun and memorable and a little different for everybody.
And I kind of
breaks it up.
Man, I wish we could. That'd be cool. We should redo yours. Not redo it, but do like a reunion tour.
Oh, yeah. Now all of us,
Except
just
I don't.
about everyone
Except I
has
don't
kids.
drink anymore, so that would be interesting.
Well, you might that weekend. I don't think you'll have a choice. I'll get you those. What were they? The like syringe shots.
Oh, I can still like taste those. Oh, they were like lukewarm too, and that. Oh,
I think they were supposed to be Jello, weren't they? Because they weren't.
They weren't.
They were liquid.
No, that's gross.
Yeah.
Well, I wish Savannah was here to give her input. It would be fun to
Me
hear.
too.
It would be fun to hear what she wants for hers.
Yes.
Because she would be she's the one that would be single and getting married. So I'm curious.
She has to give a little taster, teaser of what she wants.
Probably not Topgolf, that's for sure.
I would imagine not.
But like we do at every end of the show with a guest, we always like to ask, what broad in your life inspired you?
So that's kind of a hard one for me because I don't think there's one specific person that I would say is like my only inspiration. Like this is the only person I look up to. There are a lot of women I look up to, like all of my mother figures. I have a lot of respect for. They've worked really hard to be where they are, get what they have in life. I mean, manage to maintain a family, work, do all the things. People that are doing amazing stuff out in the media, I like Beyonce. I think it's really cool that she just came out with a country album, totally went out of her wheelhouse, did something different. I really like when people have the courage to do something like that. And I think one of the things that's been more important to me, at least now as a mom, because I mean, as ladies, we all get a little spicy sometimes.
Yeah, just a little.
I'm really inspired by people who try to do their best to be very inclusive of everyone and to try to say all the nice things about people, or if they don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Right.
And that's something that I've really tried to carry into my life now. Just try to build people up, try to say something nice, and try to just be kind of like a better person. Try to model that for everyone I'm around, my kids and myself.
That's funny you said that because I agree, but I don't think it happened until I was a mom.
Yeah, no, it wasn't until I was a mom where I was like, I want to teach my kids now, that there's a lot more to life than that. And being kind of a good person is one of the more important things you can do. So,
and modeling it. No, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
It's true.
Not that I'm always able to uphold it, but I do try. I'm trying. Work in progress.
No, there's a lot of people that don't even think that is they're not even trying. It's not even a thought.
I guess that's true. So
I think that's great. And
some self-worth and some just be nice to people.
I think that's good. A good note to end on, and hopefully bachelorette parties are still wild out there.
I hope so.
I hope they're not boring.
Invite us.
Yeah,
we'll
please invite us. I'm sure if you want it to be wild, we can make it wild.
We sure can.
That's true.
Hands down.
Okay.
Bring a good time.
All right. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.